Big shout out to Sporting Icons, best channel out there.
Okay, so we've got a fair bit to talk about, and it may get a little bit confusing for some people, but try to keep up. It's why I always say to you, whenever I put out the ranking videos, make sure you watch them, okay? Because therefore, things that I say in certain videos are going to make a lot more sense, okay? Go watch the ranking videos that I do every month. Now, a lot of people may well have missed one of the reasons why Deontay Wilder is taking on Robert Helenius. Why Robert Helenius? Out of all the opponents he could possibly take, why Robert Helenius? Now, outside of the obvious reasons that I stated several months ago and more recently, well, Robert Helenius fits the bill. Okay, this is the kind of blueprint that Wilder has been fighting for a long, long time. Okay, he's almost like a carbon copy of a dominant Brazil, for example. He is. Robert Helenius has been knocked out by Daniel Dubois and Gerald Washington, two guys who Deontay Wilder has knocked out himself. Robert Helenius was the chief sparring partner for Deontay Wilder in the third Tyson Fury fight. Wilder has history of fighting his former sparring partners. Okay, he does. But Robert Helenius is also the WBA gold champion. And this is the part where I think a lot of people have missed it, which is why I said several months ago, I think he's going to be fighting a Robert Helenius. Helenius is somewhat a PBC fighter now, if you like. It makes all the sense in the world, him fighting Robert Helenius. Now, a WBA gold champion, what does that really mean? Well, it don't mean jack shit, okay, other than the WBA getting some more sanction fees, okay? But Robert Helenius has been petitioning to the WBA to make him mandatory. Now, before we go back onto this particular situation, if you like, with the WBA mandatory, let's talk about something that's very important for those of you who don't know. The winner of Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua on Saturday is going to have back-to-back-to-back mandatories. Okay? Going to have three mandatories following each other. The WBA will be up next. The IBF will follow that. Then the WBO. That's how it's going to work out. Okay? That's the order of it. WBA, IBF, WBO. Now, the WBA currently is Daniel Dubois. He's the WBA regular world heavyweight champion. The WBA have talked about how the regular and the super champion should consolidate, all that kind of stuff, okay? They're under a lot of pressure from the Alphabet Commission. So, currently that's the plan. The winner of Joshua Usyk will fight Daniel Dubois, which is the WBA regular world heavyweight champion, i.e. the WBA mandatory, okay? Now, if the winner of Joshua Usyk ends up fighting, say, Fury, for example, for the WBC, for undisputed, then the WBA is left in limbo, okay? They're going to have to wait for that fight and then go fight for undisputed, potentially. But that means, in the meantime, Daniel Dubois currently will then have to fight the winner of Hughie Fury versus Michael Hunter. That is a final eliminator for the WBA regular world heavyweight championship. Okay, so Daniel Dubois will have to fight the winner of Hughie Fury and Michael Hunter. All right, if he doesn't get the Joshua Usyk winner next because of the undisputed situation. Then, after that, for Joshua Usyk winner, of course, if they get past the WBA, then they're going to have to fight the IBF, i.e. the winner of Filipovic versus Zhilei Zhang, which happens to be on the same card as Joshua Usyk, okay? So that will then be next. Then, of course, you're looking at currently Joe Joyce, but of course he's got a fight coming up with Joseph Parker, so maybe Joseph Parker. So that would be the WBO. Now, move back on to Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius. Well, Robert Helenius petitioned to the WBA that he should be the mandatory. He should not be the regular champion, and that is currently ongoing. Now, we all know that the PBC, the Premier Boxing Champions, Al Heyman and co, have a very, very tight relationship with the WBA. The WBA appear to be very, very biased when it comes to the PBC. So, could they grant Robert Helenius' wish? Although it won't technically be Robert Helenius' wish, it actually be the PBC speaking to the WBA about making him the mandatory, i.e. the winner of Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius. Okay? So therefore, if they grant that particular petition, if you like, then that would mean if Deontay Wilder defeats Robert Helenius, he will then be up next for the winner of Joshua and Usyk. You have to follow the politics of boxing. That's why I say watch the ranking videos. They're very, very simple to follow, but you pick up so much information. Deontay Wilder will probably get permission from the WBA to replace Daniel Dubois. Okay. Now, in an ideal situation, ideal world, would be that if, for example, Deontay Wilder defeats Robert Helenius, then he should fight the winner of Hughie Fury and Michael Hunter to become the WBA Mandatory, the next mandatory. That should be the way. Dan Dubois will then get his crack and whatever else, okay? But we know the politics, they seem to be putting so many things inside the irons, or the irons inside the fire. However, with the WBA, you don't quite know what kind of sword is going to come up. You don't, because this is the WBA, probably as the most corrupt organisation out there, sanctioning body in boxing. I'm not saying that they are corrupt, I'm saying that they appear to be with a lot of things that they do. So do not be surprised if Dan Dubois gets pushed to one side and replaced with Deontay Wilder should he defeat Robert Helenius, which of course we will expect him to fully do so. Don't be surprised if this happens. Okay, you heard it here first. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.